Alright, this is just a short little video of my 2008 Scion TC. I'll just get to the performance stuff before I go to the LEDs. I still have the stock intake, but I did a resonator delete and a snorkel delete. I don't know if you can see that down there, but I took the snorkel off. Stock headers. I have the TRD axle back exhaust, and I have a Tessuto mid pipe paired with that. This is what the intake resonator looks like. I recommend taking it off. I mean, obviously you have to plug the hole with something. And here's all my interior lights. I know it looks purple, but it's actually blue, I promise. Up in here, I changed everything except for all the warning lights, the check engine light. Everything else I changed. Over on the sides I changed the window and window lock lights. Did it on the passenger side also. Then on the HVAC, everything is blue except for the airbag, passenger airbag light, and the emergency light. Then on the stereo, I have all of this is blue and then a few white accents in it. Honestly, I only did that because I ran out of blue lights, but I think it looks good with the white. And then the LCD screen is still orange because the replacement lights for that is $30, and I just haven't gotten around to paying $30 for 2 light bulbs. But everything else is blue. Some people were asking me about my footwell lighting. That, from what I understand, that was dealer installed with some sort of premium option, and this is right here. This is the button for it. You press it once and it turns on the cup holder lights. You press it again, it's the footwell lights and the cup holder lights. Press it a third time and the cup holder lights shut off. And then press it a fourth time and everything is off. And then of course, got my blue dome lights, front and back. I've also got one in the hatch, but I'm not going to show you, so you'll just have to take my word for it. I got all of those off of Amazon. They look like this. I got a whole bunch of extras. So, yeah, here's some map lights. These are what the stock wedge bulbs look like. I just kept them in case. And then the new ones just plug right in and work right away. I think for my whole car it was only like $8 to get the LEDs. Just go onto Amazon and type in Scion TC LED map lights or dome lights, and kits should come up anywhere from like $8 to 15. Another thing is that the stock LEDs, as soon as you turn the temperature dial a little bit, it turns red. Well, I changed, there's 4 LEDs in here. It's a blue one, orange, red. I changed the orange one right here to another blue one so that it stays blue until you get about there, halfway, then it starts to change colors. Just a small thing, but I don't know, I like it. So there it is, that's my TC and all the lighting I did in it. My suede shift boot, cheap one from eBay. If you want a tutorial on how to do the LEDs, I'm not going to do it because I've already switched them out and I just don't feel like pulling out the boards just to show you what the LEDs look like. If you want a tutorial, there's a guy on YouTube, I think his name is like Vinny T8 or something like that. You can look up his channel, just look up Scion TC LED gauge swap, and his videos should show up. I use those as a reference, and also the forums on Scion Life and myscion.com or something like that. I use those as a tutorial for how to do it. This was the first soldering job I've ever done, and honestly I was kind of scared about it, especially doing the HVAC, because you need to also solder in new resistors, which was not easy because they were tiny. You didn't have to do that here or here, but that was definitely a pain. This was the hardest part. The LCD screen was tough too, because you have to take a whole board out for that. Overall, it was a pretty tough job. This part was easy. That was no problem. All you have to do is desolder the LEDs and solder new ones in. You don't need new resistors, because if you put new ones in, it would be way too bright to even drive. Overall, it was a pretty tough job, but I did it as my first soldering job ever, so I don't know, maybe it's not as hard as I thought it was, or as hard as I make it seem, but I would say it's not a beginner job. And you also need a desoldering pump if you want to do the LCD screen. Yeah, I think overall the cost for LEDs and new resistors was probably around $35 or $40, so not all too bad for the outcome. I like it. My volume buttons and channel buttons on my steering wheel are blue too. That was pretty easy. The LEDs in the doorknobs and in the radio are a different size than everything else in the car. Everything else, the gauges, the steering wheel, and the HVAC, those are all PLCC2 size LEDs, and I'm not sure what the other ones are, but they're about half the size. So anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoy the video.